What's up guys, I'm Dean and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is the one we've been waiting for. Another MCU movie is out and I'm here to give you my review. It's going to be full of spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet, go away now. This is your only warning. I'm going to be spoiling this movie. I'm going to be talking about everyone who's in it. Just go, bye. Okay, now they're gone. We can get into this movie. I don't know how developed my thoughts are yet because I only literally just left the cinema maybe an hour ago, and then it was a 20-minute walk, and then it took a little while to set up to film this video, blah blah blah. But now I'm here to talk about it and just give you my raw, unfiltered, not very well worded thoughts. But before I do that, please just comment down below what you thought of this movie, give it a like, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Okay, so my favourite thing about this movie is just how it didn't feel like another anonymous Marvel movie. All these MCU movies kind of feel the same, and even when we got Chloe Zhao doing one, it didn't bring anything fresh to the table, it didn't bring anything new to the table, and the direction wasn't really there. It was a very good looking movie, but it still didn't have the direction that I want to see from these sort of things. But I guess it's because it's a famous guy like Sam Raimi. Marvel had no choice but to give in and let him do what he did and do something fresh and do something new and do something interesting, because the way this movie is directed, the way it is edited, the way certain shots are composited and how they develop, it is brilliant, and I loved it. I thought it was really interesting and maybe the best directed MCU movie ever, just because Sam Raimi was actually allowed to do what he wanted. He was allowed to kind of play around with the camera and play around with our perspective and play around with these characters on screen, and I think that really worked, and that was my favourite thing about this movie. I'm really glad that Sam Raimi got to direct it, and I'm glad he's back with Marvel again. I'd love to see him work on future projects, but as a whole, I found the movie a little underwhelming. I think I definitely enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but for a movie called Multiverse of Madness, there wasn't that much madness going on. We only got to see 3 universes. We saw the MCU, the one with the Illuminati and the one with Baron Mordo, and then we saw the one with evil Doctor Strange. Yes, we saw glimpses of others when they were falling through, or America Chavez's homeworld, but apart from that, we only saw 3, and that was a bit underwhelming for me. I understand, sure, because of the constraints of time and the plot, they didn't need to go to other places, so why should they? If the plot doesn't require them to go to other universes, why should they? It wasn't as mad as I was expecting, and this isn't me complaining about, there wasn't enough cameos, because I've never been a cameo guy. I've never been a guy that go, all I want from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is to see Ben Affleck as Daredevil. All I want from Spider-Man No Way Home is to see Charlie Cox as Daredevil. That's never really been my thing, and that's never really been what draws me into these movies. But it was still a bit underwhelming, you know, and that's my main complaint about this movie, is I just feel like it was a bit rushed, the pacing was a bit fast, and it didn't really settle into its groove. I still really liked it though, that's my complaining over. Let's talk about what I like. I think Benedict Cumberbatch actually has an arc in this movie as Doctor Strange, and I think he actually gets something to do, which is more than he's done in any of the previous movies, and I really enjoyed that. I think the action was great. Like I said, the direction was beautiful, the music was amazing, and the action was fun, and there was some really exciting twists, and I think it had a good resolution. I enjoyed all of those things about this movie. Benny Wong is the man of my dreams. He's the man I want to spend the rest of my life with, and Benedict Wong, if you're watching this, just give me a call, email me. You're great. And I think he had a part to play in this movie, which was a lot of fun. I think America Chavez was a great inclusion. Wanda was a great villain. I do have complaints about that, which we'll get into. Let's just go through the characters one by one, starting with Doctor Strange. I think the benefits of the MCU is now you can kind of just brush over all the superhero elements of it. Oh yeah, this guy's got superpowers. He can do things. That we don't need to focus on that. We can focus on the character and his personality and his arc throughout the movie. And I really enjoyed that, and I think it worked really well here. And I really liked his magic. My biggest complaint with the first Doctor Strange movie is that they didn't do anything interesting with the magic. It was just, as some people have called, firecracker kung fu, where it's all just orange lights and nothing interesting. But here, like in Infinity War, he was doing interesting things with his magic, and I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed his character, and I enjoyed Benedict Cumberbatch did a good job playing all these different Doctor Stranges. Yeah, and I liked the through line of his character being like, yeah, I'm not a good person, I'm not happy. And he did learn to grow over this movie, which I did enjoy. Now onto the main man himself, Benedict Wong. Wong didn't get loads of play in this movie, but what he did I enjoyed. He felt like a different character to the guy who was singing karaoke at the end of Shang-Chi, but I still enjoyed him. He's a great guy. When when Doctor Strange asked him the question, "Are you happy at the end?" I just imagined him singing karaoke, and I was like, "Yeah, Wong's happy. He's a happy guy." I think he was a good inclusion in this movie. I like how they're keeping him as Sorcerer Supreme and keeping him in the limelight. I enjoy that, and I really want him to get his own Disney Plus show, or his own movie, or his own trilogy, or his own franchise. Just give Wong everything he wants in the world. So, America Chavez is the new character in this movie. Well, the main one, and I really enjoyed her. Yeah, I thought she was charismatic enough. I enjoyed the actress's performance. I enjoyed the part she had to play in this movie, and her growth over the movie, with her at the start hating Doctor Strange and growing to like this Doctor Strange, and at the end willing to sacrifice herself. I liked all of that, and I'm really, really excited to see what they do with this character in the future and see her in the Young Avengers. Maybe give her a TV show with Wong and they can hang out together. That would be great. I think that's all I've got to say on America Chavez. I think the visualization of her powers were cool, and her learning to use them is, yes, a little cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. Cliches are cliches for a reason. I think it worked. It was pretty good. Who else was there? Well, let's talk about the big one, Wanda. So originally, WandaVision was supposed to finish a week or two or a month before Doctor Strange 2 was supposed to come out. Then COVID happened. And I think if WandaVision finished 2 weeks ago, a month ago, I would dislike this movie more. Because imagine you watch the end of WandaVision and Wanda is all like, "Oh, I'm sorry for enslaving this town. I feel bad about it. I'm just going to go off into the wilderness and live away because I'm so ashamed of what I've done." And then in the next one, she's like, "Ha ha, I'll kill anyone. I'll kill everyone. I'll do whatever I want." I think the growth makes sense when you think, yeah, she was corrupted by the Darkhold, blah, blah, blah. But it just wasn't shown. And that's my issue here. I just think it didn't ease us into her as a villain. I think they should have shown her with more remorse for killing, or they should have had a couple scenes near the start, add another extra half hour to the runtime and show us her going down that path. But they didn't do any of that, and it felt out of place and weird. And yes, she worked as a villain. Yes, she was terrifying and she was intimidating and she was so sad, and I felt for her. But it just was so rushed, and now I don't know what they're going to do with this character in the future, because they kind of just went, yeah, she's killed everyone. She went to a universe and killed all the superheroes. And now I just don't know what to do with her, because obviously she's not dead, and I don't know what they're going to do with her in the future, because they kind of just breezed past all of it. And that is my main complaint with this movie, perhaps. Let's talk about all the cameos, though. The Illuminati. I enjoyed the Illuminati. Patrick Stewart, it's good to see him again. He does look old. I didn't like his yellow wheelchair. I thought it was weird. But, these are all minor points. I thought that worked. Captain Carter was fun. Captain Marvel was fun. John Krasinski's Reed Richards was a big surprise, and I enjoyed that. And Black Black Bolt, was back again, and they made a joke about him having a dumb name. Because he has a dumb name. It's dumber than Stephen Strange. And I enjoyed Wanda just going on an absolute rampage and killing them all. I think that worked really well, and I think it kind of was a good way of going, hey, here's some cameos, and now they're all gone and we don't have to worry about these characters ever again. I think that worked, because I don't want to see Patrick Stewart again, and I don't want to see John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. I'd rather someone else, and this is kind of them just appeasing the fans that like it has to be John Krasinski, like, hey, we saw him as John Krasinski, and the way it alluded to a larger world was good, with Reed Richards having a wife and kids, and the X-Men existing and the Inhumans existing. I would love to see more from this world, but I know we're not going to. All of that just worked well for me, seeing the Illuminati and then seeing Wanda killed them. I kind of liked how they just got rid of them quite quickly and we weren't lingering with them for too long, because I don't think that would have worked excellently. So that's all the characters talked about. Let's talk about the end credit. Let's talk about the ending of the movie first, because the ending... I've done a lot of complaining and I liked this movie. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars out of 5. But, man, that first end credit scene did not work for me. I'm excited to see Clea. I think Charlize Theron is fun casting for her. But the movie ended with Stephen Strange on the floor screaming with the third eye, because he's like, oh no, his powers have gone wrong, blah, blah, blah. And then literally like 3 minutes later, he's just out on the street chilling, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll go to the dark dimension with you, Clea. I don't really mind. I'm not going to say anything. We can just hang out. This is all cool. No biggie. Just, it felt weird and out of place, and I wasn't a big fan of that ending with the third eye. And of course, but I'm excited to see what they're doing in the future. An interesting thing, this isn't a complaint, but an interesting thing about this movie is the first Doctor Strange movie set up so much stuff in the MCU for Doctor Strange to do, and then this movie did none of it, because we've still got Dormammu out there, and we've still got Mordo out there. Yes, we saw Mordo in this movie, but that isn't the Mordo that we know, who is the who's the rampaging murderer out there, and we still need to do something with that Mordo, and obviously Doctor Strange is aware of him but hasn't done anything, which I thought was interesting. The second end credit scene was fun. I enjoyed Bruce Campbell. I enjoyed that cameo. And I think that's all I have to say about this movie, unless I have any more thoughts. America Chavez. I talked about all the characters. The action was great. Wanda was terrifying, but a bit rushed. Doctor Strange was, his magic was better, and he had a better arc. Wong is the love of my life, and the I keep nearly calling the Illuminati the Inhumans, but the Illuminati was fun. Captain Carter in live action was fun, and I also enjoyed how they just very quickly got rid of all of them, because the movie wouldn't have worked if we focused on these characters for too long. I didn't like that end credit scene though. Okay, it wasn't as bad as the bloody Morbius end credit scene though. Thank you all for watching. Please like this video, please comment, please subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what kind of videos you want in the future. Let me know your thoughts on Doctor Strange 2, and let me know what you want, what you think they should do with Doctor Strange in the future of the MCU. With that all said and done, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.